You are listening to Comedy Club for Kids presents Radio Nonsense, Radio Nonsense, Radio Nonsense, Radio Nonsense, Radio Nonsense. Hello and welcome to Radio Nonsense, the official Comedy Club for Kids podcast that's suitable for all ages from to and everything in between. I'm Tiernan, and wow, that is it, listeners. Summer is done. Well, unless you're on the other side of the world, in which case, winter is done. Well, unless you're on Jupiter, in which case, wow, that storm is really taking its time, huh? Unless you're on Uranus, in which case, yeah, you're on Uranus. Sorry. It is very exciting to be back here at Radio Nonsense after what I said was a summer break, but it was actually a summer busy. But before I explain, this comment was sent in by Squirrel McFlurry on Spotify. They say, "Blood, this episode is so old. When bro going to make a new one? Bro's been on a 7-week holiday. Like, what the heck, bro? He is not that famous." Fair enough, Squirrel McFlurry, which I have to say I don't think is the best type of McFlurry, because while the ice creamy bit is great, the furry tail is very, very chewy and sort of ruins it. Ugh. But you are right, I'm not that famous, with humans anyway, but I am super famous with tardigrades. You know, tiny little water bears, the little mini kind of germ dudes? It's a very long story, but it's basically to do with the time that I thought I should give Comedy Club for Kids HQ a clean, so I started hoovering, and then I realised it was super boring, so I stopped 30 seconds later, and where I stopped hoovering was right before the mighty tardigrade kingdom, which I hadn't noticed as I couldn't see them because they're so small, like miniature bears. Anyway, they thought I'd saved them on purpose from the vacuum god's wrath, and they've now made me their emperor. So every summer I have to do a tour of all the top tardigrade locations, such as that floating piece of dust on the top of a single hair, a pinhead, and so on. It takes ages, so I have no idea where they are, and I mostly just accidentally step on everyone attending. So it's been busy, Squirrel McFlurry, and of course I've looked for Linda at least once or twice, and at one point I had to eat a potato, and, you know, on top of that, I've got so many jobs, not just this one at Radio Nonsense. Oh no, I'm chief of saying boo to geese. I'm also in charge of the pollen count, which takes a very, very long time. They're really hard to count, and I have to regularly check if bananas taste banana-y enough, which often they don't. Yesterday, I had one that tasted of concrete, which was not good. Thinking about it, it may have just been a bit of pavement and not a banana. But anyway, I'm back now, and I tell you though, listeners, that's funny. I thought that because I'd been away, there'd be a lot of mail from you all. I wonder where it is. What's that? Letters, where to even start? Maybe over there? Oh, I'll have to swim through all this mail. Right, this one. Firstly, a very big shout out to everyone at Leaside Trust and to Ethan, who said there were many Radio Nonsense listeners there. That is good. I do hope you're not listening while canoeing, though, in case you need your ears free to hear warnings from ducks or holidaying walruses. I'm pretty sure that's how canoeing works. And then I also have to give a shout out to Zai, who has sent some actual noises. Here are their actual noises.
Hello, Tiernan. This is me, Zai. I'm a bit sad that I couldn't be on the podcast, but I'd still love you to read, to, put the, I can't speak this morning. How do you say, yeah, just put it on the podcast so everyone can hear it, see it, and be involved in it. Also, this is my dog. Yeah, he's a bit sad because someone took his bone. I think it might have been Kitty. She's not a very good cat. Anyway, hope you check out those podcasts. I hope you have a good good, alright, pretty good day. And yeah, the people that are listening can listen to their favourite podcasts. Here you go.
Thank you so much, Zai, for a voice note. That's very nice to get. And the podcasts that Zai recommends are Dig Straight Down podcast by Rebel JC and the Minecraft Short Stories podcast by Callum Ellis. And Zai says they're both about Minecraft, but I think you'd like them. I like them. Fair enough. Apparently, Callum Ellis sometimes hides in his wardrobe to record, which Zai thinks is really funny. Whoa, that's great. Maybe I should record radio nonsense from inside my wardrobe. That is a brilliant idea. Hang on, let me give this a try. Oh, it's quite nice and cosy in here. Hello. Hello. Please get out of my house. Get out. Oh, okay, thanks, bye. Well, that was terrifying. There was a lion and a witch in there. Very weird. Right, there are lots more messages to get through, but what I will say to everyone who's left a comment on Spotify is, I'm so sorry, but it turned out that Spotify had done all the listings of this show wrong, and so I've only just seen everything you've written for like the last year, and there was a lot. So much. In fact, there's all the ones from Spotify. So I promise over the next few weeks, I will try to read out as many of them as I can, because I know many of you probably think I've just been ignoring them, but I haven't. I didn't know they were there. Also, very big news, there is no more Linda edition of the podcast. Well, not for the minute. And that's not because I can't find Linda. Linda, you're not around today, are you, Linda? No, she's not. But it's actually because of advertising laws in America, meaning there can be no more adverts on the normal version of the show, so having an advert-free Linda edition seems a bit silly. I will be figuring out a new way for your mouldy-headed lumps, grown-ups, to help support this show soon, so stay tuned! And by that, I mean keep singing annoying songs at your grown-ups until they give you an ice cream. This one's quite good. Annoying. If you just do that on repeat, it'll drive them a bit bananas. And of course, the usual, if you want to send in anything at all, whether it's a joke or a question you need answering, then please get those mouldy-headed lumps to help you email me at podcast@comedyclub4kids.co.uk, and only email me there. If you message me any other way, I can't guarantee I'll get your message. And that means there's still 2 copies of Emily Jane Clark's Cringe Club book to give away, as some of you sent me entries on Spotify, and I have no way of getting your address for the books to be sent to you if you do that. So if you're in the UK and Ireland and want to send in something cringe that's happened to you or your family, then do that ASAP, and I'll announce all the winners next week. Oh, and yeah, Comedy Club for Kids won a big old award at the Edinburgh Festival this year. We won the Edinburgh Comedy Victoria Wood Award, I think just for being awesome. I think that's what we got it for. I think I just went, you guys need to win this for all your work with the tardigrades, all your work searching for Linda. So anyway, that's quite nice. And now I've got a big award that I can use to balance on things or keep the door open. Any suggestions what I should do with it, please let me know. Whew, that is a lot of admin. Oh no, and even more. While I sort all this out into neat little piles, you have a listen to this most importantest bit. Hooray! Today, right here on Radio Nonsense, listeners, you might know this week's guest because of the time she accidentally lost an entire continent. That's right, it's Charlotte Cropper. Oh, Charlotte, it is so nice to have you on the show. How are you?
Thank you. I'm so stressed about the continent still. I'm so sorry, guys. I know I disappointed you all. And I am a people pleaser at heart. So right. I just can't. It slipped through my hands. It was such a tiny, tiny continent.
Well, that is, that is the problem. Is it... It was a tiny, because I think one of the issues is I know you've lost it, but because you've lost it, there's been questions about which one it was, because, you know, we knew which one it was when you had it, but now that it's gone... no one's quite sure. Was it Antarctica, or was it one of the other ones?
Oh, it was one of the other. It was the one that smells of pickles. I can't remember the name of it, but I fear it was the best one. I've really let the team down.
One. Because The thing is, I suppose you were put in charge of it, and that's quite a responsibility. Like, I don't think anyone would put me in charge of looking after a continent because they just know I'd lose it.
Tiernan, don't learn from my mistakes. Do not take on a continent. If anything, I'd give it to a baby because they're not going to move.
Yes.
It's going to stay in the cot with them. You start giving it to people with movable fingers and movable hands, you're asking for trouble. I'm not blaming the people who gave it to me, but I kind of am. Don't give me continents, guys.
It's a lot, isn't it? Because I know you started. I mean, no, this is something I've tried before. I've had to look after a few villages and a couple of boroughs.
Oh my days!
But you've worked your way. You've gone all the way. I remember there was a point you were looking after 3 or 4 countries at once.
And I didn't even go into this business expecting to be responsible for anything. I'm not even allowed to be left alone with my nephew because once I threw him into a ball pit. I wanted him to make the most out of it, but he was only 2 months old at the time. It wasn't.
Oh, that's a shame.
Didn't end well. So we've gone straight from baby nephew to countries to continents.
Yeah, that's true.
Too much.
It is a lot because it's not like I don't think that you don't really put a nappy on a whole continent, do you? There's a lot of things that are quite different. It's hard to feed a whole continent. Yeah.
You can try.
yeah, it's very tricky. Do you know what? I think there are some continents that would be easier to put a nappy on, like South America. Probably quite easy to put a continent on that sort of lower bit.
Yes,
like a nappy on that lower bit, or on
It's kind of like a leg.
Yeah, that's right. Like on Italy, like you could put one on Italy. You know, do you know what I mean? Like,
and Italy wants a nappy on it. Do you know what I mean? Look at Italy. It's asking for a nappy on that.
It really wants a nappy, yeah.
I'm going to get in the newspapers tomorrow the amount of blasphemy I've already said on this nonsense podcast, guys.
Well, listen, you are a professional. I think that, I think that while you're saying it's blasphemy, your opinion is very valid. You do this job because you know how these places work. You know the best ways usually to look after a continent. And I don't think you can be blamed that the pickle smelling one was particularly slippery and hard to look after. That's, if anything, I think that's the continent's fault. If it had more volcanoes, if it had more arid deserts, beaches, you wouldn't have lost it.
If it had one of those eye things that you get in the middle of shopping centres when you've lost your parents and you don't know where to go to, like those help desks.
Yes.
If it had a help desk, I could have said into my palms, "Oh, hello, little pickle continent. How do I not lose you?" And it wouldn't have fallen through my fingers.
No. It's, I mean, it's that's what I mean. I don't think anyone can blame you. Obviously you've got a lot of press, mostly bad, but I don't think it's your fault. I think everyone can do without pickles for a little while. Yeah,
I think we need to start this sort of trend of no to pickle, start to really turn the public view of pickles, because I feel like pickles on the whole, people do kind of like them. They're a bit of fun. They look weird. If we can turn the tide and create an army of pickle haters, maybe I'll be like heralded as the person who lost the pick, and I'll be like, you're welcome, guys. Do it anytime, baby.
I mean, I think that's what this is, a very smart way to do it, because also, like, and maybe I'm wrong on this, but I'm pretty sure in the past, in the olden days, everyone did hate pickles. Like, all I remember is people like going into fast food restaurants like, no gherkins please on my burgers.
Totally.
And now everyone's like, pickles everywhere. I'll have a pickle sandwich made with pickles, with extra pickles. I'll have pickle flavoured crisp, pickle in my tea. It's like, what, everyone's gone a bit pickle mad.
Who's done this? Who's the pickle king? And is it the king? Maybe he's the one. He's planting pickles in everyone's minds.
Who was the king of the continent you lost? Was it the king?
No, it was Steve.
Ah. And was Steve? It depends on what job title Steve had. Was he a president? Was he a mayor? What did he? Because I'm wondering. I think it could be the king. The king looks like he enjoys pickles. I'm just saying what I see, and I think that maybe he appointed Steve to kind of separate himself from being head of the pickle continent.
So Steve is like a fake president, maybe, all along.
We're stumbling on something possibly dangerous.
This is conspiracy on conspiracy, and I don't know if I'm comfortable going down this rabbit hole.
Yeah, yeah. You're right.
Too big to fit in rabbit holes. I can't go down it.
Do you know, that's an interesting... When people say, like, oh, we're going down a rabbit hole, I always... Yeah, you're right. How? Because, like, rabbit holes are very small. Rabbits are quite usually small. You'd only get your head in, and then you get stuck, and then your bum would be out, and then everyone would say, why is that person waving their bum around?
Yeah. Ridiculous. Don't do it, guys.
Yeah. You're right. You're right. And also... Here's maybe a bigger question, and I'm sorry, Charlotte, I'm asking you a lot. Do you know what we started on your recent unfortunate mishap, and I feel like maybe we're delving into a world we shouldn't go into. But when people say, "Oh, you're going down a rabbit hole," it normally means something bad. But does that mean rabbits are always in a terrible place?
Yeah, maybe they're just bad at interior design. Maybe if they watched more like renovation content, then their rabbit hole homes would be great, and then we wouldn't be saying that phrase anymore. Wow. Yeah, maybe you go down a rabbit hole and you're like, guys, what have you done to the place? It's just mud. It's just mud.
That's weird, isn't it? Why don't they... Rabbits do a lot of things. I mean, because I think rabbits eat... I could be wrong in saying this. I think they eat their own poo. I'm pretty sure rabbits eat their own poo. And then they don't decorate their homes.
I'm beginning to think I don't like these kind of rabbit people.
Me too. Listen, me too.
Eating their own poo, not being decorative. This is smelling suspicious. I've got vendettas. I've got a lot of people so far in the episode.
Well, listen,
rabbits, the people of the pickle continent.
If nothing else, the listeners of this podcast, you know, I don't like to pretend this show is educational, but I think every time I do speak to an expert like yourself, you know, the sort of people I do get on the show, the listeners come away with something useful. And what they've come away already is stop eating pickles, blame Steve for everything. Yeah. Rabbits are terrible. And that's important.
That is important. And I'm feel honoured to have this platform to be sharing my message.
It's well, you're welcome. I'm so glad that you can make it. You know, you have been very busy, not only losing entire continents, but then dealing with the fallout of that. Have you, what have you been doing to keep yourself busy while kind of dealing with not knowing where the continent's gone?
Been doing a lot of sitting and a lot of thinking. Sometimes I lay on my side just to separate from the sitting. Sometimes your bum goes numb when you sat down for too long. You get pins and needles, and then you fall over and everyone laughs at you and takes photos. So then I've sort of been lying on my side. I mean, and this is just sort of anywhere, mainly pavements. Wow. Just sort of watching the world go by and waiting for street dogs to come and say hello. It's been a tough time. When you lose a continent, there's not much that you can do. If I was going on my hollybobs, if I was going on a bouncy castle, people would say, she's having too much fun for someone who's lost an entire continent.
Yes.
I've got to take some time out just to meditate on what's happened and try and better myself. And a lot of that is looking like a squirrel on the road.
Well, I mean, that sounds very sensible to me. I mean, it's curious because people do say, oh, you know, you should sit and think or sit and think about it. But you're lying on your side sometimes to think about it. Is it easier to think on your... Do you find it's better to think on your side, or are you finding that being on your side is not as good as sitting and thinking?
Honestly, it's like a 60-40 situation. I do like lying on the side because my brain is so heavy with all of the words and smells and sounds that I've gained in my 27 million years of life. So when I'm on my side, it's sort of like, it's like having a pillow for the brain, just a little bit of easing off. And sometimes if I lay down for a long, long time, this is a bit gross to be honest, Tiernan, but sometimes it comes out my ear.
Oh, no.
Yeah, but you've got to, because once you reach that sort of level of knowledge, you can't hold it all in.
Yes.
It's got to go.
Do you have to sort of prod your brain back in your ear using like a stick or something? Or
how dare you?
I'm sorry.
Prod my brain with a stick? No. I just go, come on then. Out you come. Out you go. And then the little brain bits go, bye. Because they're polite. They say bye as they leave.
That's nice.
Yeah.
That's
And then the
lovely.
stray dog is like, woof, because they don't talk. And I'm like, mate, what you just witnessed was insane. Bits of my brain are falling out on the pavement, and you're just like, woof. Hello?
I would say it's rude. I mean, obviously, I was rude then because I didn't know. You know, I'm not going to lie, Charlotte. My brain has. I don't have bits of my brain that fall out because my brain is only. Well, it's. Do you know what? It's because it's not that full of stuff yet. because people like I smell something, then instantly forget it, or I hear something, then instantly just can't remember what that was. So I think it's like I've got a cleaning mode or a self-deletion system. I'm not sure how it works, but so at the moment it's
you need
not
to go
overfull.
get that checked out.
I should, yeah, I should, because there's big things I forget that are really important, like what my legs are for, or you know how cheese works, or all these kind of things that just most people know, and I struggle because it's gone somewhere. But as a result, I don't need to encourage my brain out of my head, so that's why I asked. I didn't mean it in a disrespectful way. I'm very sorry.
No, that's okay. I think you need to maybe work on getting some things into your brain. Maybe try the little come on then, but like reversed. What would that be?
Go back in.
Oh, I like how you went for a different alternative and I tried to say the words backwards even though I've got no idea. Have you seen those videos where people do that, where they'll say like a line of a song and then play it backwards, and then they try and say it backwards and then play that backwards, and it kind of sounds like the original thing. That I'm obsessed with that. Have you seen that?
No, I haven't seen that, but I would like to see it. I think talking backwards is a real skill. Like I can do. My first name is Nanreet. If I say Tiernan backwards is Nanreet, my full name Tiernan Dia would be Nanreet Buyod, but then I get stuck.
That's amazing. I'm scared for what mine would be. There's a lot of consonants in my name.
There are, aren't there? Hang on. Hang on. I feel like it's necessary that we do this. Repork. Itol Rahark. Yeah.
That sounds like a pirate name.
Repork Itol Rahark. Yeah. There's a lot of R's in there.
Reporting for duty.
Listen, you've got your life set ahead of you now. This is your pirate life. Reverse your name and sail the seven seas.
I feel like everyone listening should do that. Reverse your name to find your pirate name. Yes.
That's a great. Yeah, mine doesn't sound. Well, yours sounds like pirate. I always think mine sounds like an alien creature in a film. Like
say yours again, Tim.
Nanreet Buyod. Oh, it'd be Buyod Nanreet. Oh. Yeah, I feel like I'll get shouted at by C-3PO or something. You know? that's what mine. which isn't because yours has got lots of R's in, so that's what makes it piratey. Yeah. Well, there we go. I think we've all definitely learned something today already. We barely even started. Listen, Charlotte, it's so nice to have you on the show, and I'm so grateful that in between this big event in your life, slightly unfortunate event, but we won't keep talking about it, that you had time to come on this show. And I do have a question that I think you are the person that can answer it.
Okay.
But before we get there, I've got some admin questions I legally have to ask. That's absolutely definitely illegal thing. And how do you feel about admin questions? Are you okay with admin?
Do you know what? I love a bit of admin.
Oh, good.
I feel like my fingers should always be on a keyboard. Click, click, clack.
Wow.
It's my natural habitat. So hit me with these questions and I will bat them away with answers.
Oh my goodness. I like that. I do. If your fingers were always on a keyboard, I think like eating dinner would be very hard.
It gets messy. We get a lot of pasta in between the keys. Yeah,
and that's quite horrible. Like when stuff goes in between keys on a keyboard, it is horrible.
Yeah. Makes my knees go, and then you get little dinosaur arms because you're like, ew.
Which are then even harder to eat dinner with. I still don't know how T-Rexes ever ate any tea. It would have been impossible. Yeah, no. Really hard. Well, okay. I mean, so the question number one, Charlotte, and it's not an easy one, but take your time. I just want to check. This show is suitable for all ages, Bronze Age, Middle Age, -7, 403. You're obviously 27 million years old, so even even your age. And I just want to make sure that to check this show is friendly for everyone, suitable for everyone.
Yeah.
Are there any rude words that you won't be saying during this show?
There's so many. There's so many that I can't even name them all, and I've wiggled a few of them out of my brain. I think the main one I'm not going to be saying is probably frem.
Frem.
But you're saying it, Tin, and that's crazy.
Well,
I'm not saying frem.
You're not saying frem, and I am only saying frem to alert the listeners to something that I would not definitely say on this show as well, because I wouldn't say frem.
Yeah. I don't want to say frem. But now we're talking about frem. Should we talk about frem?
Well, if we talk about frem, does that help listeners understand that we're not going to talk about frem?
Yes, totally. And I think if you hear us talking about frem, you'll understand why you shouldn't talk about frem as well, as in you, capital U, the listener.
Yes. Whoa. Capital U, the listener. Why? Because I just hearing the word frem makes me feel quite uncomfortable. But why would you not say it?
Well, I'm quite a posy vibe kind of girl.
Mm-hmm.
I love to spread joy, positive feelings. And of course, frem is that feeling of despair that you get when you look at anything. So to be talking about frem or things are frem or people are frem, I just feel like it would really bog them down. It might make them feel stinky. So I'm trying to avoid frem use, advocacy of frem. But it's so fun to say. It's hard.
Well, listen, and I appreciate that, and I appreciate you wouldn't say frem on this show, not even once. But I think it is also probably important to say that rabbits clearly are frem and pickles are frem.
Oh my gosh, rabbits and pickles. And dare we even mention Steve again?
Steve is frem.
Did you? I don't know if you ever met him. He was giving frem. He was 24/7 frem.
Pure frem. Real frem. Well, look, listen, regardless of how frem Steve is, and Steve is all the frem, Steve is the OG frem, but regardless of that, I'm very pleased that you won't be saying frem, and I definitely wouldn't say frem, and I definitely wouldn't say multiple frems on this show, because I think the law would clamp down on us, to be honest.
Absolutely not. You will not catch me saying frem.
No. Well, thank you for not saying frem.
That's okay.
Charlotte, listen, well, thank you for answering that question so deftly. That was fantastic. The second admin question I do legally have to ask you is, this is big, take your time. Would you rather you could only speak in a super low, deep voice that attracted snakes, or that your shadow left a permanent mark everywhere?
Wow. How do I pick that?
It's hard. I told you, it's a big question.
Low voice, because I've got naturally quite high voice. I think even just to be able to talk in any lower register would be like, hey snakes. Like, I don't know what sound a snake makes. Pss, 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 maybe. Yeah, I feel like that's rabbits.
That sounds like a snake trying to get a cat to come closer. I don't know if that's what snakes.
Yeah. Do I need snakes in my life? Age-old question. And then I have a shadow that's so powerful it stays behind. What was the second one?
It just leaves a permanent marker. So I guess it would come with you, but everyone would see where you'd been, because there'd always be all these shadow marks everywhere. Which would also really awkward if someone was to stand behind you, then they'd just end up covered in the mark of a shadow. Shadow
goo, yeah.
Yeah.
But that could also be kind of a fun prank, couldn't it?
Yeah, it could, yeah.
I do love seeing like a silhouette, when there's like dancers and then they're like posed in the like shadow image. I could go just when I'm walking into town or something, if I just did loads of cool poses, it could mark my journey. I think that's pretty cool.
That is cool.
But at the same time, like you say, when I'm going on my super secret missions, like if everyone had seen a shadow image of me losing a continent,
awkward.
That's not good for the image.
Do you know though? Here's something: if your shadow had left a mark where you lost the continent, you'd be able to find where you lost it.
Oh my days. That okay? I'm way more leaning towards that one, just because of that. But at the same time, snakes.
Yeah, snakes, and who's to say that those snakes wouldn't go and find the continent for you?
Yeah, because they're like really clever, aren't they? They're always moving. I've never seen a snake sat.
Haven't you? No, maybe. I said haven't you in a way like I have, but I don't. I can't recall that. I
Go on
don't
then.
see a
Name
lot of
3
snakes.
times
Yeah.
you've seen it.
name your favorite. Yeah, you're right. I mean, yeah, they're always like curled around something or hanging off something, or they're busy. They're
Or on the
busy,
move.
busy peoples, aren't they? Yeah.
Yeah. Do
Sneakles.
you know what?
Yeah.
I think it makes sense to go with the shadow one. I think I can do more with that
Yes.
than hang around snakes. As fun as I imagine they would be, and to talk in a lower voice, super cool. I could say loads of other things that I can't normally say, like DJ would sound so cool if I was like, DJ, yeah, play that song. That would be so good. Imagine that, but like, in fact, when you edit this, can you alter my voice to reach that register? That'd be incredible. But yeah, I think the shadow actually, and I've always been so interested by shadows. So I think I would like to, see mine properly, get a good view of it.
That's nice.
And work out what actually is a shadow made of. What is that goo containing?
That's fascinating. I think it's a very sensible, very wise choice. And in fact, that's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. I'm glad you've answered it. I was just going to say, from my point of view, with the low voice, the one thing I've always been jealous of is, when there's like a group, whether it's a boy band or less so with girl bands, or a soul group, there's nearly always someone with a low voice that just comes in and goes, yeah, and like, makes that noise. And I've always thought, wouldn't it be great to be that person where everyone's like, we're all singing, and then somebody goes, yeah. And I always
we are.
That's you get to be part of the group, but you don't have to do as much. You just get to do the little deep voice bit.
All the little like ad-libby bits. Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's a Jonas Brothers song, which no one listening to this will have heard, called Burning Up, and the ad-libs in that are so funny. They're my favourite thing to sing. Not the actual lyrics, but just being like, burning up, like all through the song. There's all these little things that you can say. And yeah, if I had a lower register, I could probably go out there with the band tomorrow.
Yes, I think they'd give you a call, actually. I think they'd give you a call straight away. How many of the Jonas Brothers are there? There's at least 12, aren't there? 15?
Yeah, and they keep adding them. They just keep
adding
the more
brothers,
that the years go on.
Just more
Cha-ching.
brothers. So many
Jonas
brothers.
jackpot.
Not one sister. Well, you could be they haven't got any sisters yet, which is ridiculous.
Yeah. Well, there's a gap then. There's a gap in the market.
The deep voiced sister. I think this is the way forward. Good. Well, obviously you've chosen the shadow, but had you chosen the other one, I would have wished you good luck with that. But thank you, Charlotte. That was brilliant, and I'm so pleased that you could answer those questions. And that, of course, brings us to the very important bit. This question has come in from Midnight Boba Tea in the US.
Wow.
Yeah, what a name. I don't know if they are a cup of boba tea that you can only have at midnight. I don't know if they are named after a favourite midnight boba tea. They could be a sort of... it could be that's a kind of like bounty hunter cool name, a midnight boba tea. And
I was going to say, that name is not Frem.
No.
That name is the opposite of Frem. That is that fills me with hope.
Yeah. Yeah.
And those little bubbles that you get in boba tea.
Yeah. What flavour would a midnight boba tea get? Because... I wonder what's the flavour you have at midnight. It's got to be something really cool.
Like moondrops, maybe.
Yeah. Those bubbles are going to taste amazing. At midnight, it's going to be like, yeah. So we've got a cool person sending a question. There's 2 questions, but these are big, right? So Midnight Boba Tea says, please answer this question. Hi, I'm 4 trillion confused Tiernans old. Now, that's curious. I am. If you know your confused me age ratio, I think it's hard. 4 trillion. I think they're 97.
Wow.
In human years, but I could be wrong. You're 27 million Charlotte years old.
Yes.
Not confused Charlotte.
Oh, never confused.
Never confused. Just lying down.
Concentrating.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brain
So,
juice leaking. Charlotte
yeah.
years old.
So if you're 27 billion, yeah. So I think if they are 4 trillion confused Tiernan's old, I think it's 97. But I could be wrong, and I'm sorry, Midnight Baby, if I've got that incorrect. Now they've asked 2 questions. Would you like both questions at once? Would you like one followed by the other one later, or would you like them? Would you like them backwards and in a high pitched voice?
Yeah, the third one.
Okay, right. In which case, favourite there be would dance. What dance could ever snowflake single every if? White painted oranges evaporated actually clouds are. How was that?
Wow.
I didn't do the words backwards. I just read them backwards. So I'm not as professional as we were talking about earlier.
That was still powerful, moving. I think I actually sweated a little bit as you read that out.
Well,
so that
you're
was
welcome.
emotional for me.
You're welcome. Would you like them? Can you answer them like that, or would you like them the right way round now?
I know I can, but I think
Sure, for the sake of
capital
the listener, yeah.
U listener, let's maybe take it one step at a time.
That's fair. Okay, in which case, question number 1. Oh, it's big, this. Are clouds actually evaporated oranges painted white?
Okay. Midnight Boba Tea, you have stumbled onto some very serious stuff in sending this in. I fear that you would have been told this stuff when you were like maybe 5 trillion, 6 trillion confused Tiernan's old. The fact that you found this out now, I'm worried for you.
Yeah.
Because this is the only kind of thing that you find out when you are a bit older. Clouds, they are evaporated oranges painted white. And I don't know what we can do to now help this person.
It's hard, isn't it? Because it is it's quite a big step, because for many people, clouds are up there in the sky. Oranges are down here normally as for dessert, or for a handy healthy snack. The idea,
or for snowballs if you're struggling.
Yes, for snowball, hard orange snowballs. If you really
Juicy snowballs.
Juicy, tasty, healthy, but quite painful to hit someone with snowballs. Yes, that's true. Juggling balls, if you are also struggling for juggling balls.
Yeah.
Bowling balls, if you don't really want very good bowling balls. Yeah. I mean, oranges have a lot of uses, actually. Don't think of it. Well, in fact, actually, I was going to say that clouds seem very different to oranges, but now you're pointing this out, Charlotte. Oranges can do a lot of things, so it probably makes quite a lot of sense that once you evaporate them and then paint, you have to paint them. Do you paint them after you evaporate them or before you evaporate them?
I think it's got to be done after. You've got to get that crisp orange peel, otherwise it just won't go on properly. It will slide off because it's so nice and round. But yeah, you look up it. I'm literally looking up into the sky, and I'm literally just seeing bit of peel, pip.
No.
Pip, maybe? Do they have pips? Seeds? Peel, again. Sustained. And that's just an orange at the end of that bit.
Yeah.
I don't know how they trick babies into thinking that, look up in all the change, do they get filled with rain in the rain?
Yeah.
It's all orange. It's all oranges. That's why you can't taste rain.
Yeah.
Because it'll taste too good.
It's also why there are certain airlines, and I won't name them, but there are certain airlines that haven't paid for the proper protection paint, and that's why all their planes are orange. It's why they're also cheaper to fly on. That's one of the reasons they're cheaper to fly on, isn't it? Because they don't actually repel all the oranges. I mean, the thing that is probably quite tricky to understand is that, when it rains and it gets in your mouth and in your face because you forget your brolly or whatever, it doesn't taste like orange juice.
No, because it's travelled so far from the sky to get onto your tongue.
Yes. Yeah.
It tastes of phlegm.
It does taste of phlegm. You're right. It does
taste
taste
of phlegm.
And I guess that's just part of the process of the orange cycle, isn't it?
Yeah. I'm no orange painter, scientist, sky maker, but I'm also no fool. You know, they can't fool me. They can't fool you. That's the truth, Midnight Boba Tea. It's the truth. And for that, you're going to have to go on the run.
Whoa, that's big. Listen, well, they've asked a second question, so don't go on the run.
Okay.
Come back. Don't go on the run yet. Come back. Wait for the second. Oh, you could have. I mean, I'm worried now they might not hear this bit, but
that's okay. We'll run after them. Hold your microphone. Let's go.
They're coming. Right. Okay. We're just going to yell this at you, Midnight Boba Tea, while you run away. But also, I should say that Midnight Boba Tea didn't ask why, or how. They just asked, are clouds actually evaporated oranges painted white? And you answered yes, they are. So I don't think we need to go into the confusing and perhaps horrifying, mind-blowing details of how it works. We just explain that is what happens. That's how life works, and they're going to have to deal with it.
Sometimes you just need a yes or no answer. You don't need the hows or the whys. You just need orange peel.
Yes. Yeah.
Cloud.
Yeah.
Truth.
Whoa.
And we're spilling it. We're spilling that orange boba tea today.
We are. Yes, that's right. But not Midnight Boba Tea. We wouldn't want to spill you that. Anyway, listen. Thank you, Charlotte. Thank you for that. We've got the second question. Let's come straight into this one. Midnight Boba Tea asks, if every single snowflake ever could dance, what dance would be their favourite?
I love that question. And I love the idea that they'd all have the same favourite, even though they're all unique, because they all have their own different appearance, don't they? All different strands and how they look. I think my logical head, you'd want to maybe guess something to do with the snow, something to do with the winter. Yeah, maybe you're going for a snow angel, but I don't think that's true. I think imagine them dropping from those orange cloud painted skies.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
And I think if they're all falling down together, dancing around each other all together, Macarena.
Oh, wow. Interesting.
Because what I like about the Macarena is there are rules, but there's flexibility.
Yes, that's true.
Everyone's always a little bit out of time. You're never seeing everyone do the same. Everyone jumps a little bit after each other. And that is very snowflake energy for me.
That's
because they're all doing they're doing the same thing, but it's different. And for me, that is a Macarena.
That's wonderful. That is wonderful. Yeah, because it is interesting. Snowflakes are all individual, and they are all unique, but they do all like the same dance, and that is, same way they all like the same curry. They all like the same flavour crisps. There are some things and that's what allows us to say these are all snowflakes. Otherwise, we might say they're all just different things falling out of the sky from those evaporated oranges.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can imagine it. I'm picturing it now, wintertime. I really hope it does snow so that I can play the Macarena song and just see what happens, because I think it's going to be a party in the sky.
Wow, it's going to be beautiful, actually. Can you imagine just billions and billions of snowflakes falling from evaporated oranges?
And not even that.
The Macarena.
Yeah, that in the question, it's all snowflakes ever. So then you've got ghost snowflakes.
Oh my gosh.
And then robotic snowflakes of the AI snowflakes of the future.
Goodness.
And they're all doing it. Wow.
That's a uniting, beautiful moment that I mean, that's going to be a once in a lifetime thing, right? It's not going to happen often where all the dinosaur ghost snowflakes dance with all the robot AI snowflakes and today's current Gen Z snowflakes. But it's, wow. It's a beautiful image, actually, and I hope we can all pause and look at it. And I hope you're able to sit up and look at it, and you're not lying down when that happens, Charlotte.
I'm going to have to empty a lot out of my brain to really be able to appreciate it. But that's something I'll do just to be able to see that.
Yes. Well, good. I hope so. I don't think anyone should miss this. Particularly Midnight Boba Tea, if you can stop running and stop and look up at the sky.
Mate, look. And then Midnight Boba Tea's crying. Don't cry, Midnight Boba Tea. And I don't know what you sound like. I imagine you sound like this. It's so beautiful.
I think that's spot
I
on.
love it. I'm like, it's beautiful. And we're crying too. We've got our arms around them. We're crying as well. And then the snowflakes are just like, hey, they're having a great time.
It's a beautiful dream.
I think I've just had a vision to the future, and that's going to happen if we believe.
We have to believe. We have to believe because, you got to be positive about the future. And I think that is the only way that you can have a truly positive view of what's going to happen. That's the best thing that could ever happen in anyone's life ever, even if you are 4 trillion confused, Tiernan solved, or indeed 27 billion Charlotte. So, Wow, look, big answers to big questions. Thank you so much, Charlotte. I really appreciate you answering that, and I do hope Midnight Boba Tea that you liked your answers. Charlotte, what have you got coming up in the next 27 billion years? Anything much?
Guys, I'm going to try. I know I've been saying I've been doing it for ages. I've been doing a lot of sitting. I've been doing a lot of lying down. I'm going to try and stand up.
Wow. Good luck. Good luck.
Thank you. Thank you. It might take me another 27 million, but that's my aim. That's my goal.
It's a good aim.
And I'm saying it here so I can hold myself accountable.
Well, thank you. And listen, good luck with that. Good luck. I hope the content resurfaces and or everyone just realises Pickles and Steve are bad and truly Frem, and then you don't need to find it.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, we'll thank you tons for being on the show and thank you for answering all the questions, and hopefully we'll speak to you soon.
Thank you. Bye.
Thanks so much to Charlotte Cropper for taking time out of losing things to answer Midnight Boba Tea's questions. Midnight Boba Tea, I do hope you liked your answers, but if not, why not put any complaints you have into an orange, and then once it gets evaporated and turns white into a cloud, I won't be able to see it unless I'm in a plane, and then it'll probably rain your complaint out somewhere completely different. Anyway, if you have a question that you need to have answered, please get your nearest mouldy-headed lump, grown-up, to help you email me at podcast@comedyclub4kids.co.uk. The question pile is pretty big at the moment, so it might be a little while till yours gets answered, but I promise if you send it in, I will find an expert to answer it as soon as I can. You can also send in anything else you like, jokes, thoughts on 17th century feats of engineering, or how bananas taste. Oh, speaking of which, Elijah has sent this in. Elijah says, "Hi Tiernan, I have an update. Bananas taste banana-y." Yes, I can't believe it, Elijah. Finally, the bananas taste banana-y, everyone. This means I can quit my job as a banana tester. I'll have so much free time. I'm going to tell them right now.
Hello?
I quit. Bananas taste banana-y.
Oh no, really? If bananas taste banana-y, this can mean only one thing. Banana-geddon is here. Beware, beware, the bananas are coming. Wah!
Well, that was weird. I wonder what he means by banana-geddon. Uh-oh. I need to find shelter. Maybe the wardrobe. No. No! Maybe under all your letters. Dive, dive! I need to hide here for a while, listeners, so I'll see you all next week. Bye! You have been listening to
Comedy Club for Kids presents.
Radio Nonsense! Radio Nonsense! Radio Nonsense! Radio Nonsense! Radio Nonsense! It's the end.